You just found a cruise for $819 and you think you scored a deal. You didn't. I'm not trying to be harsh. I actually want to save you from what happened to my friend Sarah. She booked that $819 cruise, got on the ship, and by day 3 she was panic scrolling through her credit card statements. She spent $1,847, didn't book a single upgrade, didn't go crazy. She just lived on the ship without knowing what things actually cost. That's the thing nobody tells you. That $819 cruise is going to cost you $1,847. And I'm not talking about luxury upgrades or VIP packages. I'm talking about the bare minimum, the absolute baseline you will spend from the moment you book to the moment you walk back through your front door. If you don't plan for it right now before you hit book, you'll be that person on the ship swiping your card at every turn, watching the balance climb, wondering where it all went wrong. I don't want that to be you. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk you through exactly what your cruise really costs, line by line. Not the brochure price, not what the cruise line wants you to see, the actual number you'll pay. We'll break it into 6 categories, and by the end, you'll know exactly how to budget so you never get blindsided like Sarah did. Let's do this. Category 1, your cruise fare. Here's where it starts. That $819 number in big bold letters. But there's already a problem, and most people miss it completely. See, when you find that $899 fare, you naturally book the cheapest interior cabin because you think you're saving money. You're thinking, I'll barely be in there anyway. I'll just sleep. Here's the reality check. You're going to spend a third of your cruise in that cabin. A third. And if you pick the cheapest one, you're looking at a dark shoebox with no window, no porthole, nothing. That darkness affects your entire trip. You wake up disoriented. You come back from dinner feeling claustrophobic. It compounds. The smart move, and this takes 30 minutes, is to check the deck plans before you book. This is the single best investment of time you can make for your entire cruise. Sometimes a cabin 1 deck up costs an extra $40 and gets you a window, an actual window. That $40 changes your whole experience. You wake up to ocean. You feel alive on that ship. So your real fare isn't $899. Add taxes, add port fees. On a 7-day Caribbean cruise, that's another $150 to $200 per person. Your $899 fare just became $10 to $75. And you haven't even stepped on the ship yet. Category 2, gratuities. Here's where the first-time cruisers get blindsided. The cruise line automatically charges your onboard account, not optional, automatic. And it's between $15 and $17.50 per person per day. For 2 people on a 7-day cruise, that's $210 to $245 that you didn't budget for. Now, here's what nobody tells you. Prepay these before you sail. I know it sounds like you're paying more up front, but you're not. You're just paying it up front instead of on the ship. And there's a reason to do this. Cruise lines have raised gratuity charges 3 times in the last 2 years. 3 times. Prepaying locks in the current rate. You're protected from the next increase. You avoid surprise charges on your onboard account. This one move saves you money and stress. So far, we're at $1,330 for 2 people. Still haven't ordered a drink or eaten specialty food. Category 3, drinks and dining. This is where budgets completely fall apart. I watch it happen every single day. The cruise line comes at you with the drink package. It looks incredible. Unlimited drinks for $60 to $90 per day. Sounds amazing, right? Let me show you why it's a trap. Do the math with me. If you drink 4 cocktails a day at $14 each, which is reasonable on a cruise that's $56 a day, the drink package costs $75 after they add the automatic 18% gratuity on top. You're losing money every single day. The smart move is to skip the package entirely and drink intentionally. Order what you want, when you want it. You'll actually spend less. But here's the other trap, and this one is sneakier. Specialty dining. Every cruise ship now has steakhouses, sushi bars, Italian restaurants. They charge $35 to $55 per person extra. And they push these hard. You'll see signs, you'll get flyers in your cabin, you'll hear announcements, your server will mention it. They want you to feel like you're missing out if you don't go. For 2 people doing 3 specialty dinners on a 7-day cruise, that's $210 to $330 extra. Here's my advice. Pick 1, maybe 2 specialty restaurants that actually matter to you, the ones you genuinely want to experience. Go to those. Skip the rest. The main dining room included in your fare. The food is genuinely good. Don't let them upsell you into paying double for dinner you already paid for. Running total $1,975 for 2 people. Category 4, shore excursions. Okay, this one. This is the single biggest budget destroyer in cruising, and I see people get burned by this constantly. The cruise line charges $100 to $300 per person for excursions. Same beach, same activity, same guide, same everything, except you're paying double because you booked through the ship instead of booking it yourself. For 2 people doing 3 excursions at $150 each through the cruise line, that's $900. Book those same excursions independently. You're looking at $400 to $450. That's $450 back in your pocket. Here's how to do it. Go to the port's official tourism website. Look up licensed local operators. Read reviews on TripAdvisor. Book directly. You get the same experience, a smaller group, a better guide, and you save hundreds. One non-negotiable rule though, you have to be back on the ship 2 hours before departure. The ship will not wait for you, not 1 minute past departure time. So set alarms, plan your return accordingly. Updated total, $2,425 for 2 people. Category 5, the miscellaneous trap. This is everything you don't plan for, and it adds up faster than you think. Spa treatments, $120 to $200. Professional photos, $15 to $35 per print, and they photograph hundreds of moments on that ship. Room service, free on some lines, $8 to $10 per order on others. The casino, set a budget or don't walk in. Souvenirs in the gift shop, marked up 40% above what you'd pay on land. For most cruises, this category adds $200 to $400 without them even realizing it. But here's the one that drives me crazy. Specialty coffee. That latte at the cafe, $5 to $7 every single day. That cappuccino, $6 to $8. They're beautiful lattes. They're good, but they're also everywhere on that ship. For 2 people over 7 days, that's $70 to $100 on coffee. The free coffee in the main dining room, it's actually good. I'm not exaggerating. Drink the free coffee. Put that $100 towards something you actually want to experience. Updated total, $2,525 for 2 people. Category 6, getting there and getting home. This is the cost everyone forgets, and I mean everyone. Flights to the port, $200 to $500 per person. Hotel, the night before you sail because your flight gets in early, $120 to $200. Parking at the port for the week, $15 to $25 per day. Uber or taxi to the terminal from your hotel or airport, $30 to $60. Travel insurance, $40 to $80 per person. For 2 people, this category alone can add $600 to $1,200 to your total trip cost, and almost nobody budgets for it. Almost nobody. Let's add it all up. 2 people, 7-day Caribbean cruise, cruise fare with taxes and port fees, $3,150, gratuities, $245, drinks and specialty dining, $400, shore excursions booked independently, $450, miscellaneous onboard spending, $300, travel to and from the port, $800, travel insurance, $120. Total, $4,465 for 2 people. That $899 per person fare? It's actually $2,232 per person when you count everything. That's the real number. Now here's where you have a choice. Option 1, budget for the real number. Take that $4,465 total. Divide it by the months you have until you sail. Save that amount every single month. No surprises on the ship. No credit card shock when you get home. No regrets like Sarah had. Option 2, cut the fat. Drop the drink package entirely. Book independent excursions. Skip specialty dining. Drink the free coffee. Skip the spa. Be intentional about what you spend money on. You can cut $800 to $1,000 from that total without losing anything that actually matters, without missing a single moment of your cruise. Which one works for you? Are you a budget ahead planner who likes to know exactly what's coming? Or are you a cut the fat saver who wants to minimize spending and maximize experience? Drop a comment below. Tell me which one you are and what cruise you're planning. Seriously, your comment will literally help thousands of other people reading the comments who are trying to figure out the exact same thing. You have no idea how much it helps. Before I let you go, I've linked everything in the description below. Packing cubes, magnetic hooks, luggage tags, all the stuff that actually makes cruising better. Grab them before you sail. If this saved you money, if this changed your perspective on cruise budgeting, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'm dropping videos every week to help you travel smarter. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching and have an absolutely amazing cruise.